Hey, I'm here with the world famous, legendary. Let me show you his badge. We're here at MAWNY, and this is the legendary Buddy Farnan. Farnan, I'm sorry.
You were close, but that's all right.
But you can call me Mr. Meir. No, but Buddy.
Yes,
but seriously, you really are a legend. I mean, I recommend you guys Google his name, which you can spell right here.
Farnan. There you go.
To see what kind of a legend he is. I know he looks like Leslie Nielsen, but you know he's a magician. He's a magician, a lot more than a magician. Let us know how did you get into magic, Buddy?
Just some friends in the neighborhood when I was about 12.
Oh, and you lived around here, right?
Yeah, in Buffalo, one of the Buffalo suburbs. Yeah, and I used to go down to downtown in Buffalo. There was a little shop that sold music, but it had a whole counter filled with magic. Ooh. And my mother would allot me about 50 cents a week, and I would go down and buy some sort of wonderful thing. And each time that I said, "Ma, look at this. This is really cool," and she'd say, "Oh, that's nice, yeah." And then I learned the move on a thimble, and I came back and I did my first thimble move, and I remember my mother looking at it and saying, "Do that again."
Oh.
That's when you know.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's it. Once you impress your parents,
that's a breakthrough. That's it.
Your life is over.
Get out of here. Yeah.
By the way, guys out there, you'll have to Google what thimble is if you don't know.
Yeah, ask your grandmother. It belongs here. Yeah. And I will say that of all the magic tricks that I've done, that certainly has been,
Wow.
And I'm almost ready to say it put me through college.
Wow.
Yeah, and the military and everything else. Yeah.
Did any specific thimble routine, or you came up with your own?
Yeah, well, this basic one, then you elaborate, and next thing you know, oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And how old were you when you first saw that?
I think I was about 14.
Yeah.
Maybe I could have been 15, but I think 14 for the first move, where it just disappears.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, you're also part of the Buffalo Fector community in some way, right?
Yes, please, and thank you. Yeah.
So you knew Eddie Fector and all those guys, and
I knew Eddie Fector when he used to work. He used to work in the American Legion post on Delaware Avenue in Buffalo.
Right.
This was long before he got into Fectors. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And I just heard for the very first time that Doug Henning used to go to Forks Hotel.
Yes.
And did you know him back then, or you met him later?
I met him later. I met him at the Harvest of Magic convention in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Wow.
And except I didn't know it.
Oh.
All right. And Ab Dixon in Atlanta was having his own little production, which was called Presto, which was really great. And at one of the showings, Doug was there, and all the people lined up to pay homage and shake hands and everything. And I remember I got in front of him and I said, "Hi, my name is Buddy Farnan." Right. He said, "I remember you. You're the only one who would talk to me at the Harvest of Magic in Charlotte." Because his hair was all over the place.
Oh no, we never forget the people that are nice to us when we.
Yes. Anyway, that was it, Doug Henning.
But you are famous for other stuff besides magic.
Yeah, mostly bank robberies.
Oh, as a cowboy, I hear.
That's another thing. Yeah, every time that I come in to the hotel here for Fector's finger flicking frolics, Obie says, "Hey, Buckskin," and everybody looks.
Was that your stage name, kind of?
Yeah, it was a television show I did. It was called Buckskin Joe.
Yeah. Oh,
Cowardly, jealous, rich, bad guy. But hey.
And that was in Chicago, or was that?
No, it was here in Buffalo, and also in New York City.
Oh, I didn't know that. What year was that around?
Not around exactly 1961. No, 1960.
Wow. And did you have magicians on this show, or just you?
No, it was me.
But that other TV show, you had some guest magicians, right?
Oh yes, when I did it for the amusement park called Fantasy Island, which how do you say it? I became president and general manager,
Right.
so yeah, I could do anything I wanted.
Right, that's cool.
And did the television show for it. It was called the Fantasy Island TV show. Yeah, I got to tell you one of the best ones. There I was, with my cowboy outfit on, as I did every day, and 6-gun holster on my side. All right, twist, 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 bang. And this little kid, it must have been about 6 years old, came up to me. And he said, "Buddy Farnan, my mother says you could have been my father." How do you like that move? What? It was a girl that I used to date in high school.
Oh, no.
My mother said you could have been... Have you any idea what that does?
Scare the hell out of you.
Right, cowboy hat or no? Yeah. Anyway, that was smooth. Yes.
Now you also have a very, very unique, maybe the force be with you connection
Yes.
to McHale's Navy, which goes even further than that.
Yeah, I graduated from the University of Southern California. And for a while, I was a big man on campus. At least I thought so. What else counts? And I had 3 roommates. One was from South Africa. That was David. Ronnie Way from Australia. And a guy by the name of David DeBayer. Oh, no, I just repeated that.
Yeah.
Hey, the guy's old. No, this was Yoda Yoshida.
Yoshida.
Yoda was from Japan.
Right.
And he
turned out to be an actor at one
Oh,
time.
yes.
didn't you?
Oh, I remember his first job. You got enough batteries in this
Yeah,
thing
now they'll go on forever.
Okay, all right. I remember his first job. They from the University of Southern California. The theater department calls up. MGM is looking for somebody to play a part in a movie, and they need a Japanese or at least a good Oriental person. Do you think you can do it? He said, "Oh yes." And he went to MGM and they said, "Have you ever been in a movie?" He said, "Oh yeah, I'm a big star in Japan." Never was in a show in his life. I swear.
He got Americanized very fast.
Yes. He said, I've never been in a show in my life. Yeah. Oh yeah, big star. Anyway, and his first show, I can't remember the name of it, but his co-star was Miyoshi Oneki, who the year before, she was a Japanese lady, who worked with, what was it, Sayonara, with Brando.
Oh.
And
wasn't she nominated for an Oscar?
she won the Oscar.
She won She's the first Japanese person to ever win an Oscar.
She won the Oscar. And Yo is now in a movie with her.
Oh, wow.
He said, I didn't know what to do. She's a big star. Here I am lying to everybody. And he said he had to do a bathing scene in a bathtub. He said, I was so embarrassed. Yeah. Anyway, it was like that.
Yeah. And then after my whole childhood was spent watching him on.
Oh wait! I have.
Oh, before that.
Yeah, this is Yoda's story.
Okay.
We went to see a play. He invited us to see the Japanese plays they were doing at USC, and Ronnie and David and myself, we arrived, and here's Yo selling popcorn. It was a great series of Japanese shows, and here's Yo. What are you doing selling popcorn? He said, they won't let me in the show. Here he is all over in this, Anyway, and then he ended up being in McHale's Navy. He was a Japanese prisoner.
One of my favorite TV shows when I moved to the United States, McHale's Navy with Carl Ballantine.
Yes.
And Yo was the Japanese prisoner of war. That was the brunt of every
Every
lot
show.
of comedy.
Yes. Oh, it was
and you were his roommate. That's so cool.
Yeah.
And you knew Carl Ballantine too.
Oh, of course. We would get together and have
Now this is the scoop. The scoop.
Oh yeah. So this is really cool.
We'll get moving.
This is special.
This is so special.
This is special.
First time ever revealed.
Yes.
Second, because we revealed 5 minutes ago.
Yes, I did do it 5 minutes ago. No, the big thing was that Yo had he was in a theater class, a cinema class.
Right.
That's what he came to USC for. And one of the guys in the show with him was George Lucas.
Famous name.
Yes, and let me tell you, Yo's real name was Yoda. He says he copied that name off of me. I know he did. He said, I know he did.
That's so wild. He had to. I mean, where Yoda doesn't come out of nowhere.
Anyway.
And that, of course, is I don't even know how to say it. History in Star Wars launched everything for sci-fi and special effects.
And Yoda said, I got nothing.
I got nothing out of it.
Yeah. Anyway, and one of the other people that at USC, that's a great place to meet people. I went into the theater department on my first day at school. And they're calling out the roster of who's there. And all of a sudden, one of the names, Harry Blackstone.
Oh, no.
I said, man, that sounds like a great name for a magician. And nothing, a lot of people have that name. Right. I don't know. Anyway, and a couple of weeks later, we were doing a show at the VA in L.A. And high and behold, I made that up. High and behold.
You were the one.
Yeah. Here comes this guy, Harry Blackstone, that's also on the show. Yeah, and what away he went. Yeah. So, wow. Anyway, we became semi-friends, yes. I wouldn't say very good, but good enough.
That's cool.
And years later, my son, who went to a military school called Fort Union in Virginia, outside of Charleston, and they took a crowd from the school to see the Harry Blackstone show in a theater in Richmond, Virginia. And after the show was all over, he did his normal Moonglow gathering. And signing, and my son came up to him and he said, my daddy's a magician also. And Harry said, who's your daddy? and my son said, his name is Buddy Farnan, And Harry said, I just had lunch with Harry and Tanya about 2 weeks ago in Chicago. Oh, my son was so excited. Wow. Oh, was he a big man on campus at that point?
That's cool. Yeah. That's really great.
Yeah.
Now, you met a lot of other magicians in your lifetime and in show business, and you did comedy. You were part of Chicago scene for a little while.
Yes.
But this could go on forever.
Yes. And it shouldn't.
Right. I would highly recommend you search his name on
Buddy,
Google.
Buddy Farnan. Yes.
Any last words? Any advice for magicians watching this? Because you've lived a long time, a successful career. You look great.
I don't know about great, but at 85, I'm doing okay. My usual thing is, magic is a great hobby, and I have to say, it put me through college. And what else is there?
No, that's right.
Yeah. So, and if you're a salesperson, it'd get you in the door of the boss. Get the magic guy. He may not know your name.
Right.
Like that. It served well. It's a great hobby. Period. Yes.
Bye, guys.